All right, Shalom. This is Howard 1 by Yasha Allah of the Lions Den Camp. I want to say Kal Halayim, La Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Harakar Kodash, Ma'amath. Double honor to the elder apostles of GMS and their elders. And Shalom to you, Akim, the sincere Akim, and Akwatim, and children that believe in this truth and sincerity and in truth. All right. I want to do a quick parabolic lesson dealing with Song of Solomon chapter 2. Okay, it's gonna be a warm-up for the lesson I got to do next. Get the wheels turning. So this is Song of Solomon chapter 2 verse 8. All right, and this is a parable about the marriage between Yahushua and the church, all right, of Israel. And just a quick parable, all right. So it says here, Song of Solomon 2:7. I charge you, O daughters of Jerusalem, Yerushalayim. That's talking about our people, especially 2/3 jakes that act like they're in the truth or act like they're preachers, like these Baptist, these Christian churches. So I charge you, O ye daughters of Jerusalem, by the roes and by the hinds of the field, that ye stir not up nor awake my love till he please. All right, so and that would be from Yahushua, who is Solomon, saying that they're not going to be able to wake up his love, which would be the church, until he please. All right, so we're in the time where the Lord has woken us up according to Revelations 11:8. All right, and also let me get this. All right, I'm gonna read this real quick. 2nd Ezra 13 and start from 25 to get to the point. This is the meaning of the vision. All right, when he was talking about Yahushua's arrival, showing up on a chariot, going to war with what you call showing up in the midst of Armageddon and going to war with these nations over there in what they call the Middle East. All right, so it says here, this is the meaning of the vision. Whereas thou sawest a man coming up from the midst of the sea, coming out of the heavens, all right, Yahushua, coming, from the midst of the sea, meaning out of the Shemayim, out in the sky, all right, and his chariot was probably out in the waters, because it said when he came down, it moved all the waves thereof, so he's probably out towards the ocean, The same is he whom Yahweh, the highest, have kept a great season, right? And it said, no man knows the day or the hour, but the Most High has kept that to himself. He had, in an appointed time, the Lord has set to deliver us. All right? This is the one that Yahweh has kept for a little season. That's talking about Yahushua. All right? And that little season, Esau has been loosed upon the earth for that little season. You see that? Which by his own self shall deliver his creature, and he shall order them that are left behind, man. So the ones that are still here on the earth, living, preparing to be changed, they're gonna be ordered and taken care of according to Psalms 91. All right. His creature represents Israel. And whereas thou sawest, there you go, out of his mouth there came a blast of wind and fire and storm. That's that beam. That's what you're gonna be shooting up. All right, mouth represents the front, and that he held neither sword nor any instrument of war, but that the rushing in of him destroyed the whole multitude that came to subdue him. This is the interpretation. Behold, the days come when the Most High will begin to deliver them that are upon the earth, and he shall come to the astonishment of them that dwell on the earth. All right, so let's get back to it. Let's go right here, verse 8. The voice of my, Song of Solomon 2:8. The voice of my beloved, behold. All right, and his voice represents his prophets waking up, and that also goes back into John. Once again, man, John returning the hearts of the fathers to the children and the children to the fathers, Abba Bivens, right? So that lets you know this is that time. All right, going with Revelations 11. Now it says here, the voice of my beloved, behold, he cometh leaping upon the mountains. All right. Oh, so like I was in verse 6. We can get back to the point. His left hand is under my head, and his right hand doeth embrace me. That's talking about the Lord embraces his elect with his right hand. All right, basically holding us. All right, keeping us from falling. Like if your wife would have fallen, you would catch her, like in some romantic movie. You know, one hand under her head, the other one embracing her. All right, so Yahweh Shai is pulling us close to him. I charge you, O ye daughters of Yerushalayim. All right, so the Lord is charging 2/3 of our people. Let me see, charge, what that means real quick. To seven oneself, to swear, all right, to take an oath, to cause to take an oath, okay? O ye daughters of Yerushalayim, by the roes and by the hinds of the field, all right? And the roes represents the honorable, and the hinds would be like, let me see real quick. All right. All right, so to understand the hinds, we have to go up to the top. Let's start from verse 1 real quick. I am the rose of Sharon and the lily of the valley. See, this is Solomon saying this. He was calling himself the rose and the lily of the valley. He's basically letting you know that he is Yahushua, all right? As the lily among thorns, so is my love among the daughters. See that? So the hinds will represent the daughters, meaning the wicked of this world, all right? So we're like a lily that stands out, the beauty, all right? The beauty of our nation. Just like Yahushua is the beauty of our nation, all right? So now it says here, as the apple tree among the trees of wood, you see that? The apple tree, the righteous tree, you know? Remember that? The Lord said, don't eat from the other trees, but eat from the tree of wisdom and the fruit thereof. So the Lord is saying he consuming us. Well, he say that that cup is full and shall overflow. They're giving you fruit. You know, wisdom is the fruit. Look at that. All right. Ecclesiasticus 1:16. To fear the Lord is fullness of wisdom, and filleth men with her fruits, man. See that? Her fruits. All right. So once you come into this truth, you become what? Fruitful. You become comforted and taken care of spiritually. Proverbs, and being able to bask in the sunlight that the Lord is shining upon us, you know. That's why Wisdom of Solomon chapter 5, it says the sun of righteousness hath not shined upon them, but he's shining upon the elect, you know, and we in the hopeful elect are in their beach chair enjoying it. Proverbs 3, and it's speaking about wisdom. In 4, I'll start from here. 13. Happy is the man that findeth her, see, and the man that getteth understanding. See, once you come into this truth and you find wisdom, there's nobody that can take that from you. You know, so you become happy in the spirit, because you're gonna have vultures that pluck at you. All right. It says happy for the merchandise of it is better than the merchandise of silver, and the gain thereof than fine gold. She is more precious than rubies, and all the things thou canst desire are not to be compared unto her, even the apple tree. All right. Length of days is in her right hand, and in her left hand riches and honor. Her ways are ways of pleasantness, and all her paths are peace. She is a tree of life to them that lay hold of her, and happy is every one that retaineth her, man. All right. But not just finding the truth, but what? Consuming the whole road, being baptized into the spirit of truth, diving in, being fully submerged. All right, eating the whole fruit. All right, so So now it says, an apple tree from its fragrance, man. That's the point. All right. So it's fresh. So is my beloved among the sons, man. All right. So that's the elect as the apple tree, and so is Yahushua and the elect of Israel amongst the sons of Israel. All right, which would be also called the daughters, right, but they would be the wicked ones. 2/3 of our people and some people that claim to be in the truth. I sat down under his shadow with great delight, man. So that's what we're doing. We're sitting under Yahweh Bashim Yahushua's shadow with great delight. All right, so this scripture is going to explain it in more detail. All right, it says Psalm 17:8, because we represent that apple tree. It says here, Psalm 17:8, keep me as the apple of the eye. You see that? The focus. So we pray that the Lord focuses on us and keep his eyes on us, man. Hide me under the shadow of thy wings. And that goes with Psalms 91. You know, he said, under his wings shalt thou trust. So that basically talking about his shadow. You know, shadow usually blocks you from the sun or any danger. You know, when you hide under the shadow of your father. All right. Verse 9, from the wicked, that oppress me, from my deadly enemies who compass me about. You see that? So we're praying for the Lord. The elect are protected from those enemies. Frenemies, enemies, however you want to look at it. We covered under Yahweh Bashim Yahushua's shadow. All right. Song of Solomon, Song of Songs 2 and 3. As the apple trees of the wood, so is my beloved among the sons. I sat down under his shadow with great delight. So, you know, and his fruit was sweet to my taste, man. So it's like we just enveloped in this truth. It's like you have treasure. You eat the word, and you get satisfied, you know, from it. Satisfaction. You know, basically all our senses are overtaken, if you want to call it that, you know, spiritually. Being overwhelmed and your cup overflowing. That was talking about. She's this woman being the bride of Yahweh Shai is overflowed with the love of Yahweh Shai, man. Enveloped. So it says, I delighted and sat down, right? And his fruit was sweet to my taste. See that? This is Revelations 10 and 9. And I went unto the angel and said unto him, give me the little book, right? The same way a hand showed up to Ezekiel. That hand represents an angel. All right, that gave a little book, a little portion of understanding. That's what it means to Ezekiel and to John the Revelator. All right, but he gave the whole full understanding to Yahushua. And he said unto me, take it and eat it up. See that? And not a little bit, but eat the whole roll. And it shall make thy belly bitter, meaning grief. But it shall be in thy mouth sweet as honey. So, you know, they ate the word, and it was sweet to our taste. So that means that prophecy has come to pass. That's what that means. Like the steps have been taken. You know, we've eaten from the word, and we've tasted up. Oh, let me get this. This is 1 Peter 2 and 2. As newborn babes desire the sincere milk of the word, all right, that ye may grow thereby, if so be ye have tasted that the Lord is gracious, man. You know, so we have tasted that the Lord is gracious, man. If you were of the elect during the times of Yahushua and John the Baptist, then you have tasted that the Lord is gracious, and you're going to taste that again in these times. And we're tasting it right now, all right? And we're seeing that, and our belly is bitter because these people are out here wicked, and 2/3 always want to come against you, you know? So it's bitter being amongst these niggas, man. Just being real, yo. You know, Jake is wicked as hell. Revelations 10:10. And I took the little book out of the angel's hand and ate it up. And it was in my mouth sweet as honey. And as soon as I had eaten it, my belly was bitter, man. You know, so once you gain that enlightenment and understanding, you start to see. I forgot that movie with Roddy Piper, man. He put them glasses on, he could see the world how it really is, you know. And he could see the dead, you know. You can see the dead, man. Our people dead, man. All right. Revelations 3:18. I counsel thee to buy of me gold tried in the fire, that thou mayest be rich, and white raiment, that thou mayest be clothed, and that the shame of thy nakedness do not appear, and anoint thy eyes with eye salve, that thou mayest see. All right, so the Lord has anointed our eyes with His word, with the spirit of truth, so that we may see. All right, same thing He did with Paul, spiritually and physically. Let's get back to this parable. Song of Songs 2:8. As the apple tree among the trees of the wood. All right. So is my beloved among the sons, man. So Yahweh Shai is the most fruitful tree, an edifying tree amongst these people. All right. That goes with Revelation 5, where it says, "No man in heaven, no man upon the earth was worthy." So, all right. So that's what Yahweh Shai represents. A fruitful apple tree. You can sit up under it all day and eat and be healthy. All right. And that goes with Genesis, you know, the trees and the woods. So is my beloved among the sons, man. I sat down under his shadow with great delight. See that? Like you would do in a tree, of apple tree. You'll sit down and eat all day with great delight, man. And have shadow from that tree, covering. And his fruit was sweet to my taste. I delighted and sat down. See that? Deep. I brought me to the banqueting house. Oh, he brought me to the banqueting house, man. And his banner over me was love. What's that? Giving us the laws, statutes, and commandments. That was our banner that he gave us with Moses. That was what was over us. All right. And now we lift up a banner upon the high mountain, and that's Yahweh Shai. That's our banner that's over us. All right. That's the banner that we're supposed to come under. Stay me with flagons. So the Lord. She's saying, stay me, meaning keep us with flagons of wine. The wine represents this deep doctrine, the mysteries, the understanding. Like bringing flagons of it, big giant gallons and jugs of it. You know, let us be. Stay me with flagons of wine. Comfort me with apples, for I am sick of love. She's just overwhelmed. We just overwhelmed in this truth, like, and thankful. You know, give me more wine. And stay me, keep me here, and some apples too. You know, bless me to keep eating His word, even though it's bitter to the belly, because you're gonna look at it's gonna bring you grief, and that goes with Sirach chapter 2. If you come to serve the Lord, prepare your soul for temptation. All right. So now let's get to it. His left hand is under my head, just like you would have your hand under your wife's head, caressing the back of her head, right? And his right hand doeth embrace me. So He's pulling us to Him through the Spirit, keeping us close. I charge you, O daughters of Jerusalem, by the roes and by the hinds of the field, that you stir not up, nor awake my love until he please, man. And that's a parable because can't nobody make Yahushua come back like Esau trying to do it, figure they bring destruction and they'll be able to see God. Who knows? But Jake, you can say low here or low there. If they say he's in the desert, don't believe him, man. All right, so the prophecies are going to show us when Yahushua is returning. And nobody can wake up the elect except for when Yahushua says so. Yahweh gives the command, to Yahushua. And we're in that time. All right, and that goes with 2nd Ezra chapter 9. Let me get that. 2nd Ezra chapter 9, verse 1. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself. So whatever age you're in, the time that we're in, like was in the Roman Empire, we would look to the prophecies to see what was supposed to happen next, to what Yahushua said, that 70 AD. But now that we're in these times, we're looking at the prophecies and we're looking for the MOTB, the World War III chariots, And when thou seest part of the signs past, which I told thee before, right? And part of the signs that he told also was insurrection, sedition among men, wars and rumors of wars, right? Then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made, man. So we're in that time. All right, so he brought me to the banqueting house, Song of Solomon 2 and 4, and and his banner over me was love, man, and the love represents the laws. All right, that was our wisdom in the sight of the world. Stay me with flagons, comfort me with apples, for I am sick of love, man. All right, compassion, and order, that's deep, right? To be rubbed, warned, to be weak. You get your woman some flowers, or back in in the olden days, but not now. Get her some flowers or a gift, and she's just like, oh my goodness. Legs get weak. That's what that represents, humbled. Where was that? Verse 8, the voice of my beloved. All right, the voice represents the elect teaching his word, especially people like Abba Bivens, all right, and the elders under him. Behold, he cometh leaping upon the mountains, and that represents, right here, I'm gonna get this, Revelation 19 and 11. And I saw heaven opened, and behold, a white horse, and it's talking about Yahushua's chariot, all right? I did a lesson on it the other day. You can look at it. And he that sat upon him was called faithful and true, and in righteousness he doeth judge and make war, man. So Yahushua is showing up to bring war to the wicked. His eyes were as a flame of fire, and on his head were many crowns, man. And he had a name written that no man knew but he himself. And that name represents him being glorified, because we haven't experienced that part of him yet, that side of him yet. We experienced the true and faithful, but we haven't experienced him being glorified, and that's going to be an experience that's going to last for eternity. All right, so in righteousness he doeth judge and make war, but on his head are going to be what? Many crowns. Why? Because he's going to take all the crowns of these nations. Revelation 6 and 1. And I saw when the Lamb opened one of the seals, and I heard as a word of the noise of thunder, one of the four beasts, the four angels, saying, come and see. And I saw, and behold, a white horse. They're the same white horse, the chariot, like a mountain. 2nd Ezra 13. And he that sat on him had a bow, right? That beam coming out of his hand. And a crown was given unto him, And he went forth conquering and to conquer. And this is after Revelations 5. Given his crown, he's gonna go forth to conquer and to conquer, man. Because like Apostle Bar been bringing out against Bert and Ernie. It's funny. I was saying the same thing about them dudes. They do like Bert, man, the guy from Mississippi Maniac. The last days started when Yahushua was on the scene. All right, so he's been conquering ever since. But now, in the latter days of these last days, Yahushua is going to conquer all these nations, man. All right. 2 Thessalonians 1:7, and to you who are troubled, rest with us, when Yahushua Mashiach shall be revealed from heaven with his mighty angels. And that goes to Revelations 1:7. All right, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him. And flaming fire, so that giant chariot is what? Flaming fire. Taking vengeance on them that know not Yahweh, and that obey not the gospel of Yahushua Mashiach, man, who will be punished with everlasting destruction from the presence of the Lord and from the glory of his power. And that's what the Lord gonna do. He's gonna smite the nations, man. All right, so let's go back. All right, so it says here, Song of Solomon 2:8. The voice of my beloved, behold, he cometh leaping upon the mountains, right? 1 Thessalonians 4:16. For the Lord himself shall descend from heaven with a shout, with the voice of the archangel, and with the trump of Yahweh, and the dead in Yahushua shall be raised first. Let's get this real quick. All right, so we were spiritually dead, and we heard his voice and awoke out of sleep, man. You know? So it says here, let's get to the point. There you go. The voice of our beloved, right? Revelations 11 and 11. And after 3 days and a half, the spirit of life from Yahweh entered into them, man. Okay, 350 years, all the way up till about the 1960s, the spirit of life entered into us, all right? Into the 70s and 80s and 90s and now the 2000s. And they stood upon their feet, and great fear fell upon them which saw them. And that's why these nations hate us. You destroy what you fear. You know, that fear brings destruction or flight, and that's what they do. They flee. The wicked flee when no man pursuing, right? Or they sit there and try to attack you because they fear what's coming. The same hour was there a great earthquake, okay? No, so like it. Verse 12, and they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, come up hither. See that? The voice of our beloved, leaping upon the mountains, meaning destroying these nations. Just like the Lord said we did when we went into the land of Canaan, we was leaping upon the mountains, basically destroying those strong nations, man. All right, so the Lord is going to destroy these mountains and hills, meaning these nations and these governments. All right, so and they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, come up hither. And they ascended up to heaven in a cloud, and their enemies beheld them. All right, so let's get back to it. Song of Solomon 2:8. The voice of my beloved, see, behold, he cometh leaping upon the mountains, you know? Basically destroying and hopping up, jumping all around on the mountains, man, like they're nothing. To spring, to leap over. All right, to conquer, basically. Skipping upon the hills. See that? These nations and these governments. My beloved is like a roe or a young hart. All right. So a roe, which would be like a male deer, I think, like honor. Okay. And like a bride, basically a hart, like a young female deer or something. All right, it says a male deer. So like it. All right, a male deer in the sense of a ram, a stag or male deer. So it's talking about Yahushua. Behold, he standeth behind our wall, man. So he's behind our wall. He's our defense. Right? He's standing with us. And he looketh forth at the windows, showing himself through the lattice, man. And the lattice means like a thicket for lions. You know, the lion cometh out of his thicket. And man, if I want to use this scripture for a lesson later, because the Lord is showing himself through the spirit realm. All right. My beloved spake and said unto me, rise up. So the Lord spake to us, and he said to us to rise up. All right, put on thy beautiful garments, my love, my fair one, and come away. You know, so he said, what? Come out of her, my people. That goes to Revelations 11 and 8 perfectly, man. He told us to stand upon our feet and rise up. And then he said, what? Come away from her. Come, you know, get your mind out of this place. And then ultimately he said, come up here so you don't be partakers with her destruction, with America's destruction, the whore of Babylon. All right. Behold, he standeth behind our walls. He's Yahushua from the tribe of Judah, so the Lord is for our part. All right. He is our defense. He looketh forth at the windows, showing himself through the lattice. Deep, man. You know, you see somebody, we getting a glimpse of them, all right? But it's like saying we prophesy in part and we know in part about Yahushua. When we believe without seeing, but he's watching, you know. My beloved spake and said unto me, rise up, my fair one, and come away. For lo, the winter is past, meaning when us being judged, right, in slavery. That's when things are dead. The rain is over and gone. All right, flood. That's what's about to happen. But now check this out. The flowers appear on the earth, man. That's the elect, man. That's like I was saying before, picturing the whole earth just darkness, and then out of nowhere a little light pop up, then another one, and then 144 of them after a while, like little candles, man. That's what Yahushua is seeing upon this earth. All right. Matter of fact, Isaiah 44:3, for I will pour water upon him that is thirsty, and floods upon the ground, the dry ground. I will pour my spirit upon thy seed, and my blessing upon thy offspring, man. So the Lord rained down his blessings upon the elect. So the winter is gone, and now the Lord has rained his blessing upon us, and curses upon, or destruction upon the 2/3 and the wicked. And they shall, and what? And they shall spring up as among the grass, man, just like flowers do, as willows by the watercourses. One shall say, I am Yahweh's, and another shall call himself by the name of Jacob. All right. And another shall subscribe with his hand unto Yahweh, and surname himself by the name of Israel. And that goes with Ezekiel 37. All right. A great exceeding army. The Lord says he's going to breathe into us and cause us to come out of our graves and stand upon our feet. But a bunch of the dry bones that gained muscle and skin, they had no breath in them. It's still spiritually dead. But the elect are springing up like the flowers among the field. All right. So now, Song of Solomon 2:12. The flowers appear on the earth. The time of the singing of birds is come, man. Come on now. And we're singing, ain't we? We're singing the song. Let's get this. All right. Matthew 11:16. But whereunto shall I liken this generation? It is like unto children sitting in the marketplace, and calling unto their fellows. See, that's us. Proverbs said, wisdom crieth out in the streets. All right, she uttered her voice in the chief place of concourse. That's like the marketplace. Sitting in the marketplace, calling unto their fellows. The fellows means fallen ones, all right, which would be our people, okay? And saying, we have piped unto you, and ye have not danced. We have mourned unto you, and ye have not lamented. Revelation 14:3. And they sung, as it were, a new song before the throne. All right, so we're singing that song right now, all right, without the melody, you know. And they sung, as it were, a new song, as it were, you know, before the throne and before the four beasts, or before the angels. They're watching. And the elders, and no man could learn that song but the 144,000 which were redeemed from the earth, man. All right, so we're singing. And he said, in accord with his words. So, you know, till we all come to the unity and the measure and the spirit of Yahweh Shai. So what's that? Harmony. Like a choir. All right, we're the singers. Psalms means what? Songs. But just without the melody. All right. Jeremiah 12:9. Mine heritage is unto me as a speckled bird. The birds round about are against her. See, the other birds, the nations, and 2/3 of our people are against us. Come ye, assemble all the beasts of the field, come to devour. All right. So let's get to the point. My Song of Songs 2:12. The flowers, meaning the elect, appear on the earth, man. Matter of fact, let me get that. No, I'm not going to get it, because he said, thou shalt have the dew of the morning, you know. It's talking about Yahweh Shai when he begins to rule in his youth, meaning the early stages of the kingdom. He shall have the dew of his youth, meaning the elect are going to be there in the morning, all right, ready, appearing out of nowhere. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai gonna bring this to pass. His words shall not go out vain, void. I mean, the flowers appear on the earth, the elect appear on the earth. The time of singing of birds is come, and the voice of the turtle is heard in our land. All right, the turtle represents the elders of our people, you know. The turtle dove, see that? As a term of endearment. A ring dove. Matter of fact, I'm gonna get one. It said, Matthew 10:16, we are those doves. Behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Be ye therefore wise as serpents and harmless as what? Doves, man. All right, and that's gonna lead the elect to being delivered, and it goes to the book of Revelations where it speaks about the 12 gates. All right, the 12 gates represent these windows. Isaiah 60:8. Who are these that fly as a cloud, man? You know, in chariots, the elect, and as the doves to their windows, man. That goes with Revelation where it speaks about New Jerusalem coming down from heaven. All right, and also New Jerusalem having 12 gates for the elect to go into. All right, they're a lot. All right, so the Lord has compared us to a speckled bird. Now, it says this: the fig tree putteth forth her figs. All right, and that's talking about the prophecies. And the vines with the tender grape give a good smell. Arise, my love, my fair one, and come away. Deep, right? Talking about Israel. Oh, my dove, that art in the clefts of the rock, man. Ain't that something? We're in the clefts of the rock. And in the secret places of the stairs, let me see thy countenance. Let me hear thy voice. All right, John 4:23. But the hour cometh, and now is, when the true worshipers shall worship the Father in spirit and in truth. For the Father seeketh such to worship him, man. So the Lord is seeking such to worship him. Isaiah 52:1. Awake, awake, put on thy strength, O Zion. Put on thy beautiful garments, O Jerusalem, the holy city. For henceforth there shall no more come into thee the uncircumcised and the unclean. Shake thyself from the dust, arise and sit down right under his tree. Remember the apple tree. O Jerusalem, loose thyself from the bands of thy neck, O captive daughter of Zion. And the only way we do that is with Yahushua. Other than that, we have no power. Other than that, we're a woman, a nation with no head. All right. So it says here, there's a lot of scriptures coming to my mind, but I'm gonna keep going. Song of Solomon 2:14. O my dove, that art in the clefts of the rocks, and that goes with Ezekiel 37. We were in the graves, all right, and scattered around the world amongst all these nations, and the Lord's gonna call us through His Spirit and gather us from all the holes of the rocks and clefts and everywhere we're hidden at in the earth, man. In the secret places, right? Let me see thy countenance, man. All right, and those that, what do you say, come out to the open to meet him. Go ye out to meet him. And matter of fact, basically the Lord is saying this, Matthew 5:14. Ye are the light of the world. So the Lord is saying, shine that light. All right. Let me see your face. And your face is supposed to shine, spiritually. A city that is set on a hill cannot be hid, man. All right. So we're supposed to be out in the open teaching this truth. Neither do men light a candle and put it under a bushel. All right. A bush, it doesn't mean like a bush or, a bunch of bushes that it would burn up. It's talking, yeah, you can't put it under bushes because it'll burn the whole house down. A lot of people be saying that shit. That's not what it means. It's talking about a bushel basket. All right, a basket that they would use like a lamp cover. But if you wanted to shine it and brighten up the whole house, you wouldn't put it under that. All right, so these candles are made to be out in the open. That's what we represent. Neither do men light a candle and put it under a bushel, but on a candlestick, and it giveth light unto all that are in the house. If you want to dim that light, you put a bushel basket over it. And the Lord is saying, don't hide or trim your ways to seek love from this world. Let your light so shine, right? Show thy face, right? Let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works, man. So let your works shine before the world and before the Lord. And glorify your Father which is in heaven, all right? That they may see your good works, man. Study to show thyself approved, a workman that should not be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth, all right? People want to shame you, but they can't because you're rightly dividing the word of truth, all right? I'm finish this up. Song of Songs 2:14. Oh, my dove. The dove is Israel. The little pigeon, turtle dove, right? Apparently from the warmth of their mating. You call your woman a dove, like, you're my dove, my love, Oh, my dove, that art in the clefts of the rocks, man. So in the secret places of the stairs, let me see thy countenance. The Lord's saying, shine your light. All right. He's saying that. Let me see your countenance. Let me see you. Step out in the open. And he's going to make us perfect. He said we should become what? New creatures. You got to trust the Lord. That's what I believe. You trust the Lord. You jump, and the Lord going to either give you wings to fly, or he's going to give you something soft to land on. Either way, he got you. This is about faith. And we almost at the end. Yahweh Shai is about to return. He's watching through the thicket. And he's telling us, calling us to step out into the open. Matter of fact, get that. Isaiah 30 and I start from 20. And though the Lord give you the bread of adversity and the water of affliction, yet shall not thy teachers be removed into a corner any more, but thine eyes shall see thy teachers. And once you see that, you know it's over. Why? Because all the prophets of old prophesied before many countries and nations and kingdoms of lamentations, mournings, and war. Woe. And when that happened, usually that place get destroyed, and the elect get delivered. And that, all right, so it says, what? Yet shall not thy teachers be removed into a corner any more, but thine eyes shall see thy teachers. That's why he said, what? Let me see thy countenance. Come out into the open. All right, that's all the will of the Lord. All right, so the Lord set that up. He set up people like Abba Bivens. He set up people like the apostles of Great Millstone, the elders, and the Akim today. All right. And it says here, let me go back to the point. Song of Songs 2 and 14. O my dove, thou art in the clefts of the rocks, in the secret places of the stairs. Let me see thy countenance. Let me hear thy voice. For sweet is thy voice, man. See, Yahweh Shai is up there waiting to take this place, man. And that brings what? He said there's joy in the presence of the angels when one sinner repenteth. All right, so he's saying, let me see that, man. You know? He said, what? For sweet is thy voice, man. And thy countenance is calmly, right? And that, what was that? Song of Songs 1 and 5, or 5, I think it was. Where he said, I am calmly, it's talking about Israel, right, being beautiful. Oh my goodness. Anyway, it's Jake's, but anyway, now it says, take us the foxes, the little foxes that spoil the vines, for our vines have tender grapes. My beloved is mine. And what did the Lord call a lot of these preachers and Jake's? Foxes, man. And they're spoiling, getting rich off the vine, off our people. Especially people that claim to be in the truth, getting money off this truth. You know, getting money off, making merchandise of the people. So they're them foxes. All right. My beloved is mine, and I am his. Look at that. All right, we're joined together. Yahweh Shai said, where our name is written upon his hand. And I am his. He feedeth among the lilies until the day break and the shadows flee away. All right, so that's now. We're in that time where the day is going to break. The kingdom is going to shine forward, and all darkness is going to be put out of the earth, and the shadows flee away. All right, when the light comes in. My beloved, and be thou like a roe or a young hearth upon the mountains of Bether. All right, so the Lord is going to destroy all these governments. You know. So with that, man, I'm gonna end it there, man. Hopefully this was edifying to you. Song of Songs 2 and 8. I wasn't planning this one. This one through the Spirit. I came out here to do a different lesson, but I wound up getting into this. So I hope this was edifying to you and inspiring to you, and that's my goal, and that should be all of our goal. All right. And with that, I'm gonna end it there. Say shalom.